shamans teach that the Bhakti are gods of the stars who have often destroyed evidence of man's real history in order to keep mankind ignorant and controllable. The oral traditions of the North American Indians teach us that the Bhakti star gods eventually lost control of planet Earth to another race of aliens, who were vicious reptiles with faces of dragons.
Don't you wish you was a banging?
The ancient souls are here. I'm born from the pole star, metagalactic seraphim, spirit the fluid jar. One who knows God is never overcome by evil, fighting at the speed of mind and spread light to trouble demons. We hunt them, redeem them, like a passion of bodhisattvas. Hearts still burn in fire, the piety of past karma. See his manner is dharma, man lives not by bread alone, but every word from the mouth of God. The syllable home, the indelible soul prepares for battle before the deity, offering incense, garlands full dunavats towards infinity. Lord's divinity manifests in the celestial shogun, all with guru, Sato and Sasha fall second to no one. Raw essence of the chosen one, Mahamantra beyond the sin. Benediction Vaikuntha, right from Paramatma's pen. Param Brahma within manifests in the Paramhansa. All glories to divine grace. A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada with humility. I bow to the Guru Deva, press forehead to his lotus feet as the truth and savior. The soothsayer who predicts what will come to pass in future. And it's seen what you done in your past with the math to rebuke you. Before the wrath of the Yuga, karma burns from the astral body through the supreme mercy. Kurun Sindhu, that's camaraderie.
Don't you wish you was a banging?
As samsara seen within the third eye of the adept, he sees the guru as the raft across the ocean of birth and death. He writes the dopest verse, yet the pen moves through God's power. Can't forget what I'm here for, no fear the final hour. I lead my peeps to the promised land like Moses to Mount Sinai. Break down the walls of Jericho like Joshua with the flight. The 7 priests carry ram's horns towards the Canaanites, leaving everything that breathes slaughtered and slain in the fight. Sickle sword swing through the light and desolation as the sun rises, axe decapitate the unawakened. Bloodthirsty like Gideon, heads tumble down the hills. I'm Baraka Mount Tabor, leaving corpses without grills. Faces chopped off, stomped in the quagmire. Limbs are locked off and tossed in the vast fires. A master fighter like Saul, slaying the Philistines. Kneel to the Elohim who kills the esteem. Heavy infantry failings, master builder ill MCs. I'm David versus Goliath, Leviathan will bleed. Spit science, you need your weak MCs all trouble like Israelites before Moses turned gold idols into embers. Enlightenment of Exodus, chastisement of Leviticus. Can leave one a pity, heartbeat on dark to omnipotent.
Don't you wish you was a banging?
Taif, Sam F, Menemenet F Nebet, Payet Nebet, Henenet Nebet, Jedefuet F, Awet F, Haset, Samawu M Sanut.
It's the return of the gods. You better get your arrows and your camels. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They lurk in the shadows. The Archangel Michael, protect us in battle. Defense against the wickedness. The devil travels through shadows. My rhymes will break the narrow channels of wars like a city when pity, timidity, showing their liberties. Let me explain like David Blaine. For 43 days, the only thing is left, the water replenish my brain. The light is like a tunnel to a drain, leaving stark blood stains. Immaculate is when he's caught in my rage. When it's like Komodo dragon bacteria, it's in your fibble of the criteria that causes mass hysteria. It's getting cold up in your area. Animosity, anxieties, and what tells sort of my diary. Mixing with cells of variety. Suicide society, making it fact. And you see this house of dies a tree. It's caused to vibrate and say like jellyfish. The Portuguese, a man of war, the lyrical show you how deep it gets. Lyrical intestines, golfing the victims. It's like the poison penance when them seasons start to stick them. Yeah, I got the skin of the lamb, but yo, I sacrifice the word of man. Burn them, son, and make them like the sons of sand. Travel like the moon is gravity, but actually these MCs can't follow me.
It's the return of the gods. You better get your arrows and your camels. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They lurk in the shadows.
I got a style that cloaks and bends light. I drop jewels on your brain just like the motorbike. And when I practice, I had to notice the metaphors metamorphosize. He sounds like Morpheus. I'm sick of Masonic forces and Hitler hybrid Porsches. I don't trust endorsements. Assortments will leave you caught and dead up in extortion. You don't want my style like AIDS-infected abortions. And I'm the surgeon, the general joining the verses. I'm merging like Chopper 8th when they did the Germans. The slums to suburbans. I'm learning concerning the altitude, the warning of the new age Jordan.
It's the return of the gods. You better get your arrows and your camos. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows.
AC rockin' SS, yo, we don't stop. Up on the Autobahn, duck down the cyclone bombs. And what is going on? 6 Sense, he troubling you. Battling masculine women, and when I crash the BMW. So who is you? You not in your right mind. And 6 Sense is like assassination Kennedy, the cold time. Sick like ley lines, and Christians admire destruction. Tell them when their past lives up in the headlines. Passing galaxies, and when your time continuum. 2150 when I sway like a pendulum. These whack MCs, I'm housing them. Flow is like prone to snap like rods and doubts. So when I start combating them, finding the flows is like 1 in 1,000. Needle to haystack, and how can we be racked with rap? Confused if we coming from Munich. This like Von Brown and US influence. Recoordinated SS rockets or Excalibur bombs knock down the flying objects. Sixes like Armageddon apocalypse. After a lunar eclipse, I make the ocean shift with my tongue shift. Else elevators make me lift. With my illustration of function produces a radical explanation of when you find a destination. Clutteral bismuth, consonants, empirical blasphemous. I'm just an instance of villages turn to
It's the
Avengers.
return of the gods. You better get your arrows and your camos. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows. Return of the gods. Better get your ammo and your camo. They look in the shadows.
Yeah, 6 Sense, AP Rock, joining forces, straight out of South Germany, internationally. Yeah, 6 Sense, AP Rock, joining forces. It's the return of the gods.
According to a medieval manuscript, in 1608, reptilian aliens landed on the shores of Genoa and Nice, causing panic and fear amongst the inhabitants. The manuscript is a news report entitled "Frightening Screaming and Signs from the Sea at Genoa."
In the month of August 1608, couriers of celestial pestilence appeared, foretelling the tragic invasion to come. Romans made sacrifices to the gods on seeing them arrive. Horrible beings with arms covered in scales, with snakes wrapped around their arms, emerged from the sea, screeching and screaming. In the city of Nice, it rained blood. Carriages of fire were seen in the sky, being pulled by the frightening creatures. Some had the body of a man, some had bodies of women, and they had heads shaped like dragons.
Detached from all human emotion, light speed and slow motion. Numb is how I feel. Even though my last album came up 900,000 short of a mil, still I feel nothing as you cats stay frontin', talking shit like bitches. It's deeper than hip hop. I want to, and you don't stop. I wrote this on board the father ship, moving at warp speed. I've built it with at least 3 different beings. Check it, you looking at me eye to eye, but you're still not seeing what I'm seeing. Sight beyond sight, the biggest fight is within. Remote viewing, without viewing with my optics. By MCing using mental calisthenics, I started moving objects with my mind. Bench press the universe. Let's go back to when it first began. August 1st, 2002. All true, no lies. Wiser than you and Solomon. Through the powers of rhymes, started seeing objects in the sky. Owls and trees. Flying, landed within a foot next to me. Blasted off trees. My mind sees all types of unusual energies. Visualized the prana. Kundalini started rising. Surprised not knowing that they implanted a chip through my nasal cavity. The power of gravity felt like it separated, deactivated through my footsteps. Falling asleep, waking up and couldn't move. Waking up and falling back in bed. I ran outside to see the spaceship just had fled. Spirits came back from the dead just to tell me it has began and to prepare for the bloodsheds.
Yo, my good friend Albert, he was abducted by aliens. They took him to their base, deep in the subterranean, where 33 in the 3rd degree Freemasons and Greys worked together. He saw the levels of the base through the glass elevator. For miles and miles, they went deep into the earth. They got on a train, traveling at Mach 10 in a blur. On the train, he saw reptilians start to shapeshift. They walked towards him, and the Greys, they embraced him. By the biceps and arms, they made some red marks. He was paralyzed by telepathy. He heard voices in the head start. Cause deep underneath the desert, they had slave camps. Reptilians, Draco, and Greys, where they enslaved man. Prisons underneath the earth where thousands of brainwashed, working as mindless miners for the Draco and the Greys gone out their mind. Their brains like heads of lettuce. The outside world been erased from their mind in seconds. Then all of a sudden, Albert awoke from his dream. But there were still marks on his arms. He looked in the mirror and screamed. He tried to tell his moms and dad, but they wouldn't listen. He tried to tell his friends, but they all started dancing. So Albert began a mission to tell about what he saw, about the subterranean aliens trying to play God.
Your mind's to own because your mind's controlled, and you're too fucking blind to find your soul. Your eyes are closed to the proofs I've shown of UFOs around and inside the globe. My pineal gland is grown to the size of a pine cone from the mutating of my nuclear time zone. I'm on some new shit, a new time zone. My DNA is spinning just like a cyclone from the gamma rays of which I've been exposed. But this still goes on undisclosed, for some don't want you to embrace the indigos. Humorous, yes, isn't it though? How most of y'all still ignorant and slow. Can't tell the difference between me and a UFO. Brother from another planet with the emerald tablet, landed on the Sabbath after being on the craft and implanted with new glass 40 enhancement, preparing my understanding for the higher mathematics like body mechanics. Universal mind ladders, traveling the space-time fabric, causing widespread panic.